In the past, I've made videos about which effects you should give to each color at common. However, I've never touched on the philosophy of each color and why it gets the effects that it does. This may seem like putting the cart before the horse. However, there are many design resources out there that talk about these things. The reason I avoided these topics is because I wasn't sure I could say anything that hasn't already been said. But now I realize that it's okay to touch on these topics. Even if I'm covering something that's already been done, giving it my own style and saying it in my own words can make it different enough to be worth doing. Also, I get those sweet, sweet watch minutes. White. You may know it from such sentences as, man, white. Power level aside, what is white magic? What philosophies and abilities go hand in hand with casting white spells? While it is difficult to boil a color down to just one thing, at its core, white cares about peace. It believes that if everyone works together and puts the needs of the group above their own individual needs, then there will be enough for everyone. You can see this focus on peace in the way white builds communities. It domesticates animals, performs medicine, requests taxes, benefits all players equally, protects each other, and many white practitioners are willing to sacrifice themselves for the greater good. Unfortunately, not everyone is so selfless. There will always be those who try to take more than they need, so white creates a complex network of rules and regulations to try to enforce unity. When somebody breaks those rules, they can be brought to authorities for justice. These authorities will often punish the guilty by way of imprisonment or banishing. In extreme cases, they may punish an entire group of people, but sometimes they will show grace and offer a chance for redemption. White loves peace. White loves peace so much that when an enemy threatens it, they'll go to war.
I say the whole world must learn of our peaceful ways. By force.
What?
On the battlefield, white focuses on the same thing as it does everywhere else: unity and rules. It equips entire armies for battle and trains them in tactics and discipline. And if somebody is attacking you, it's okay to dispense battlefield justice. Although white loves its armies, sometimes it is willing to fight alone, such as a knight searching for honorable battle in the form of duels. White sees itself as the hero, and that heroism is founded on morality. White has rules for a reason, and it holds itself to these same rules, as seen in its sense of loyalty, duty, and honor. Often, its morality is interwoven with religion. White tends to have a strong faith, believing that divine help will appear when needed. Often, white will try to purify evil things from themselves or others. Light is often used for this, as light metaphorically burns away darkness and secrets, leaving only honesty and acceptance. Now that we know how white thinks, let's look at some other aspects of its personality. Every color gets an iconic race, one that is splashy and usually appears at rare and mythic rare. White has angels, though they are sometimes replaced by archons. Each color also has a characteristic race, that is, a plentiful, small-statted race that can be the go-to for many cards of all rarities. White's characteristic race is humans. In addition, white focuses on spirits, soldiers, knights, warriors, clerics, and domesticated animals such as birds, griffins, oxen, goats, foxen, cats, pegasusa, and unicorns. When looking for evergreen keywords to put on these creatures, your options are Defender, Double Strike, First Strike, Flash, Flying, Indestructible, Lifelink, Vigilance, and maybe Trample, Protection, or Hexproof if the card is splashy enough to merit it. Mechanically, White's strength lies in its army of small creatures and in its ability to answer any kind of permanent. Because of this, it has long been White's weakness that it has the most limited access to ramp and draw, as these let it find and play its answers far too easily. However, many players have expressed frustration with this weakness in formats like Commander, where ramp and card draw are too important to leave out of one color. R&D has begun including some limited amount of both ramp and card draw in White's color pie, often restricted in ways that make sense for White. White is the color most likely to be seen as good. However, that is not always the case. Sometimes White does some bad stuff. For example, fascism, xenophobia, Heliod. These are some things that result when white philosophy is taken too far. However, when used correctly, white can result in a prosperous society, one where everyone has more than they need and looks out for each other's best interests. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to look out for our best interests by hitting like, subscribe, and letting us know in the comments what you like or dislike about white. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next Thursday.